Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will learn how to read and write text files using Python. Let me create a text file. So, new, and then here you can see file. I will name it as sample.txt. Okay. Let me add some content to it. So, let me add learn Python programming. Okay. Let me say learn Python concepts, learn Java. Okay, let me just make it capital. Okay, so we have three things now, and we can say also learn C. So, we have a text file and these are the content present inside a text file. Let me create a new Python file where we will write our code. So, I will name it as learn read file. Okay. So, this is a Python file, okay, .py file. Here we will write the actual code to read a file. So, now we need to read this information using Python. For that, first we will open the file using Python. So, in Python we have a method named as open. Okay. So, this open method will help us to open any text file. Okay. And we need to pass the path of the file to the open method. So, we will just write open. Okay. And here we will pass the path. So, what is the path here? Sample.txt file. The text file is present in the same location. So, I have given the name of the file, that is sample.txt file. We need to pass it inside a colon. If file is in a different location, then we need to pass the complete path where exactly the file is located. Now, let me create one object of this method. Okay. So, what I will do? I will just write file is equal to open then sample.txt file. So, now this file object has the information about sample.txt file. Now, as per the best practice, we will close the file. So, we will just write file dot close. So, whenever we open a file and done with all the required operations, in the end we should also close that file. If we will not do that, there may be a memory leak, or due to open up multiple files, our files may get corrupted. So, always close the file in the end. Now, let us see how to read all the contents of the file. Okay. So, we have a method named as read method. So, what we will do? We will just write file dot read. Okay. Here you see the method. Okay. And now what we will do? We will just execute it. Okay. It is not printing anything because we have not printed anything to our console, right? So, what we will do? We will just write print and then this, and now let me run it. See, you can see learn Python programming, learn Python concept, learn Java, learn C. Whatever we have written inside this sample.txt file, the same thing is getting printed here. So, we have successfully read the text file content using read method. So, if we want to read the first 3 characters from the file, the first 3 characters, let us say this one, then how we will do it? So, what we will do? We will just write file dot read, then give this 3 here. Okay. And now let us execute. See what you are seeing, LEA. Similarly, if we will give 5 here and let me execute, what you see? It is giving learn, means the first 5 characters. Okay. So, if we do not pass anything, by default it will read all the contents, but if we want to specify characters, then pass that particular number. So, if you want to see 5 characters, just pass pipe numbers. If you want to see 4 characters, just give 4 here. Okay. Now, let us see how to read this file line by line instead of reading the entire content. So, we can write file dot read line. Okay. And let me put a print statement here, print. Okay. So, this read line method will read the first line of the text file. Okay. So, let me execute it. So, what you are seeing here, N Python programming, and here you are seeing LEAR. So, what is happening? Why we are getting this kind of output? Because we are using the readline method after read method. So, here you have the readline method, here you have the read method. Okay. So, we have read till character 4 with the help of this read method. So, that is why we are seeing here LEAR. Okay. And the control is already here. If you will see the text file, the control is already here. Okay. Because using the first read method, we have read these 4 characters LEAR. Then the control is already here, and then we have this file.readline method. That is why it is reading from that place only. So, LEAR went here, then N Python programming. So, if you are getting confused, what we will do is, let me just comment out this. Okay. And now let us execute. Now, see, the readline method is reading the first line of your text file, learn Python programming. Okay. So, similarly, if you want to print all other things, what you do is just put, okay. Now, you just execute it. See, you are seeing learn Python programming, learn Python concept, learn Java, then learn C. Okay. So, we have put 4 times, or we have used this readline method 4 times to read 4 different lines present in your text file. So, now we have only 4 lines in our text file. That is why we wrote 4 times this file.readline method. If we have 50 lines, then this readline method we have to write 50 times. That is not a good approach to do, right? So, how we will read all the contents of the file line by line using readline method? Okay. So, we will write some logic where it has to iterate in a loop and print each and every line. So, let me show you that. Okay. For that, first let me comment all these things. Okay. So, the very first thing is we will write file.readline method. Okay. It will read the first line. Let me create an object and throw the content of an object to it. So, what we will do? We will write line is equal to file.readline. Okay. So, basically this line is your object. Now, we will write one simple while loop, and we will tell while line is not equal to empty, okay, then we will print, okay, line. Then we will say line is equal to file dot readline method. So, what we did here? Here we are telling line is not equal to blank. That means we want to go through each and every line, and then when we will reach the end of the line, right. So, first line, second line, third line, fourth line, end of this line, right, the value will be blank, the line value will be blank. So, the condition whatever we are writing here, line is not equal to blank, will not match and the loop will end. So, basically we are telling when line is not equal to empty. So, for the first one some value will be there, for the second one some value will be there, third one some value will be there, fourth one some value will be there, for the fifth one there will be nothing. Okay. So, when line is not equal to empty, then you enter inside, and when you enter inside, what you do? Print line. Okay. So right now what is the line value? First we told line equal to file dot read line. So let me just print, okay, print line, okay. Now let's just forget about this loop. Let me just execute. So what you see? Learn Python programming. So line value is the first line value, learn Python programming, okay. Now let me uncomment and explain you, okay. So line value is learn Python programming. Is it equal to empty? No. So what we printed? We printed line, like learn Python programming. So learn Python programming, we printed it now. Then when again we told line equal to file dot read line. So the control is already here because this line we have already read. Now when we are telling line equal to file dot read line, it means it will read this learn Python concept. So what is the line value? Line value is learn Python concept. So then when loop is going here, when line is not equal to empty. So now line is not empty because line value is learn Python concepts. So again it will print learn Python concept, and that again it will come here line equal to file dot read line. So again it will read this one learn Java. So line value is equal to learn Java. So this condition again is matching because line value is learn Java. So it will come here, it will print learn Java, then again it will come here line equal to file dot read line. So when it will come, now it will read learn C, and then when it will come here, when line is not equal to empty, condition is matching, so it will come inside print line. So learn C it will print, and then when it will come here line equal to file dot read line, it will read the empty thing, and then line value is empty now. So when line is not equal to empty, so condition is not matching, so it will not go inside, and finally we will close it. Okay, let me execute and show you. See, this is what happened. Learn Python programming, learn, okay. Why you are seeing this? Because of this line, right? Let me comment now. I just showed you for your understanding. Okay, now you see learn Python programming, learn Python concept, learn C, learn Java, learn C. Okay, this is what present inside your sample.txt file. Okay, the same thing you are seeing here. Okay, so this is how you can print all the lines. Okay, you don't have to write it again and again. Okay, so you can use this while loop, okay, to print all your file content. Now let's see another way to print the content. So for that again I will comment out all these things. Okay, there is another important method in Python that is known as your readlines, file dot read lines. Okay, so earlier we saw file dot read line, now we are seeing read lines. Okay, so this read lines method works similarly as the read method. It will also read the entire content present in the file, but the main difference is it will store each and every value in a list. So basically when we will write a read lines method, one list will be created, and in that list, in the 0th index, the first line will be stored. In the first index, the second line will be stored. In the second index, the third line will be stored. In the third index, the fourth line will be stored. So like that it will continue. You know, right, how list works. If you forget about it, then go and watch the previous lecture of list. So let me just add a print statement here. Okay, and let me show you how it looks like. Okay, let me run. So now you see it is showing something like this: learn Python programming, learn Python concepts, and it is a list. Here you can see, right, the content whatever present inside this particular text file, that converted to a list. Okay, I was telling you, right, the first line that will present in the 0th index, second line in the first index, third line in the second index, then fourth line in the third index, because list works like 0th, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we will use a simple for loop. Okay, so we will write for I in, okay, we will say file dot read lines, okay, and then we will write print of I. Okay, let me comment this and let me execute it. See, you can see it, right? Learn Python programming, learn Python concept, learn Java, learn C. Okay, so what we did here, first we understood that file.readlines method will put all the content into a list, then we used this for loop to iterate through the list and read the content of the list. So we saw how to read a file line by line in two different ways. This is very important Python interview question. People ask how to read a file, how can you read it line by line, how you can put it into a list. Okay, so that's all for this lecture. See you in the next lecture. Thank you.